Welcome back, my old subscribers. So this is part two. I was just talking about comparing different pianos for different music productions or pieces that you're working on. Whether you're looking for a piano that's going to be softer sounding like the Maverick, something more full that you would expect out of a concert grand like the Steinway D, or something completely different. We're going to be using Logic Pro. We're going to look at another piano comparison to the Steinway D and the Maverick by Native Instruments to see which one fits best in your production. So we looked at the Maverick, which offers a softer tone. We've looked at the Steinway in D, which gives you a full grand. So now Noire from Native Instruments as well. This is a very interesting one, and this is one of the first ones I tried. This is more of those avant-garde, modern, experimental style pianos where, you know, some musicians might want to modify the piano to get the sound they are looking for specifically. So it would be a one of a kind. In this case, they took off the top, the lid. They put felt on it to soften the sound. They recorded it without the felt. They experimented with different parts of modification of the piano itself. And they took samples of all of those. So this piano is really going to be one of those modern cinematic style. It's a lot deeper, so I think it sounds a little bit darker in the mood, but I think you can get a lot out of it, and I would recommend checking it out. It's a very interesting one because it includes a particle engine, which, as myself being used to just playing a grand, not really messing with that stuff, that they included that. And that's to really make you like a one-person band for the piano for cinematic composition. So what I've done is preset the particle engine, and you'll decide for yourself if it's something you want to mess around, play around with. I think it's interesting. I haven't used this one as much, so me playing with the settings kind of gives you an idea of what it would be, not really knowing much about it and just trying it out. So let's try it out. I'll do the octaves like I did last time. You're getting a mix of the Maverick softness and the Steinway D, so it's kind of like a hybrid. So let's play that same song that I played in the previous video so you can kind of get an idea. So you'll notice it is also muted, and that's because, you know, they played with the modifications of the piano. So that's why I said it's kind of like a hybrid. So now let's hear what the particle engine. What the particle engine is going to do, and it has a couple of settings like variation, density, what sound is going to be produced based on what you're playing. So I have it under mallet, and I think this is going to give me more of like a bass sound. So I'll just play a chord and see. Very interesting. Let me try to lower that. So that's what the piano plucked. And then brushed is the fourth one. Kind of like a guitar sound in there. And you can mess with the mode. So right now it's around an octave. I'm gonna put close by. There's like 10 different options. I don't really know what these do, to be honest. So you can control how much of the piano playing is balanced with that particle engine. It's interesting. I don't know if I would play with it a full melody. I think this sounds more to me like something you would focus with the rhythm, not the melody. So basically the left hand part of the piano playing, because it's adding more background sounds. So in the melody I was playing on C, if I start playing the melody with the right hand, it's gonna start interfering and it sounds a little funky. So if you're playing a full chord, I think that's how this might have been intended to be used. If someone else knows out there, please comment below. I would love to figure this out. It's something I haven't messed with only because I go straight for grand. Don't really care so much for the particle engine stuff or anything of that nature. But just doing a chord, I think it could function as a separate layer in a piece where you already have the piano recorded, maybe some strings, some bass, and you're looking for a little extra sound in the surround. You know what I'm saying? When you're hearing with headphones, it's just like moving around. There's more life to it, I guess. So. Another use for this that I just thought of right now, just hearing it, is if you're gigging. If you're playing live and you're accompanying someone who's probably singing or playing another instrument and you're doing more of the chords, the background sounds, if you played like this, figured out which of those sounds for filling you want in the particle engine, I think you can get more of an accompaniment, a more full accompaniment, just like you heard now. But again, it would depend on having that other person or another layer of music leading the way with the melody. So, not bad. Very different. Well, thank you for watching. I just wanted to give you a preview, just some thoughts on what different pianos can offer for different music styles. I think this one by far is the most creative, only because you'll have to play with the settings a little bit more. The particle engine adds a lot for you to play with, for more of a surround sound, more of an accompaniment, with different sounds going along, similar to what you're playing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go for it, try these out. Again, remember there's always discounts, so you don't feel like you have to buy it at the full price. Whenever there's holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, whatever, they do put discounts on Native Instruments site, so check that out before you buy it. Thanks for watching.